music, tech. So I am going to have to use notes because unfortunately, I have the gift of verbosity, and without notes, we will be here all afternoon, and you will know all of my opinions about everything, music or tech. So I am Dr. Danika Tynes, founder of the Sustainable Access Foundation, which provides funding and scaling strategies to communities in developing countries with my initial focus in Uganda. I'm also adjunct professor at Morehouse School of Medicine in the Masters of Health Informatics program, and I've been driving digital enablement and digital transformation for over 20 years. When Jean-Marie invited me here today, my first thought was, of course, anything you need, because you've always been like that for me. My second thought was, what the heck do I know about music? And then my third thought was, that's the beauty of music. I am music, and we're all music, and we are not separate, and music is not separate from our story. So we've got music, we've got tech, and that combination has been personally meaningful for me. And reflecting on that is what brought to this conversation today. In this photo here, I was in Uganda earlier this year, sitting with a group of renowned artists, and we were talking about how music can move us consciously towards that which we'd like to see in the world. But simultaneously in that conversation, we also talked about how much talent is in Uganda that needs to reach the rest of the world. And so we'll hear a little bit more about their perspective in a little bit. So today, we've heard a lot about the mechanics of music and tech and how it's evolved and some of the considerations. And today, I would like to actually also infuse a call to action that as we are creating new policies, as we're starting new laws, as we're approving new technologies, as we're getting more patents out there, a call to action to prioritize and to advocate for conscious innovation. So what is conscious innovation? We heard about ChatGPT, and this week one came out from Google. Has anyone seen it yet? It's called Bard. Just came out. It's really fun, and it actually gives you some other perspective than ChatGPT. So now we have access to these tools that are making us smarter, faster, better, right? This is great. But how we use this capability, and I heard it said earlier, is what will matter the most. And we'll use tech to ensure that we write the story that we would rather see in the world. So today we're talking about conscious innovation and the story we'd rather see. So my students and my change maker partners in Uganda and mentees, I always say to them, write your story and then be your story. And here I'm arguing that right now, we're right at the start of this story, and we have an opportunity to write what this story looks like and to be that story for the world. So as we're innovating, as we're creating, as we're leaders in this space, how are we doing it? Are we doing it with intention? And so let's review really quickly today's story so we're on the same page with what today's story looks like. It's not yesterday's story and it's not tomorrow's story, it's today's story. Today's May 17th and it's a Wednesday. Here's Wednesday's story. In Wednesday's story, we have war. We have more social movement happening around the globe than we've ever seen. We have modern day slavery and we have oppression. We have climate change that is at our doors every single day. It's nerve-wracking. You Floridians, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And if that's not in the news today, guess what will be? It'll be some natural disaster that is upheaving entire communities. And let's not forget COVID-19 that just kind of swung through and created a whole bunch of disaster in its wake. So with all the isolation, we're moving more towards individualism and less collectivism. We're not coming together to solve problems. No, we're all running to run off and create our own startups so that we can create our own little world and bubble, and we never have to talk to anybody ever again. And then we have the digital divide. Oh my goodness, this is the demarcating thing that is going to be the haves and the have-nots of our future. Well, actually, it's our today, it's our Wednesday. Those people who don't have access to information or technology, they will not be able to play equitably, period. And that was all exacerbated by COVID-19. Mental health challenges are going through the roof. This is worldwide. And then, of course, financial instability, which is what we all, many of us, all of us, actually kind of bank our security on, right? So we are going through a freaking collective trauma this Wednesday. All right. So take a deep breath and let's let that shit go. All right. Music. From what I see, the world is presenting us with globally impacting circumstances that borders and religions and the differences between us pale in comparison to. What we should be thinking about is how to usher in that collective strength so we can fortify and solidify a future on this planet. How can we shift the paradigm for all societies to thrive and sustain under global challenges? Arguably, music has always been the cultural driving force, guiding our times of transformation, anchoring us in the human spirit. With music, now we can be more available through technology. We have a real opportunity to heal ourselves and heal with one another, and to consciously create towards writing a better story for this world, a story of cultural globalization through music enabled by tech. So this is an example, you may have seen this. It's a song called Beret, and it means for or because of, and it's a song delivered by an Iranian artist, Shervan Hajipur, inspired by the death of Mahsa Amini and its aftermath. And there are subtitles here in case you are not up on your Persian languages. Can you hear it okay?
ترسیدن به وقت بوسیدن برای خواهرم خواهرت خواهرامون برای تغییر مغزها که پوسیدن برای شرمندگی برای بیپولی برای حسرت یک زندگی معمولی برای کودک زباله‌گرد و آرزوهاش برای این اقتصاد دستوری برای این هوای آلوده برای ولیعصر و درختای فرسوده برای پیروز و احتمال انقراضش برای سگهای بیگناه ممنوعه برای گریه های بیوقفه برای تصویر تکرار این لحظه برای چهره‌ای که میخنده برای دانش آموزا برای آینده برای این بهشت اجباری برای نخبه های زندانی برای کودکان افغانی برای این همه برای غیر تکراری برای این همه شعارهای تو خالی برای آوار خونه های پوشالی برای احساس آرامش برای خورشید پس از شبای طولانی برای قرص‌های اعصاب و بیخوابی برای مرد میهن آبادی برای دختری که آرزو داشت پسر بود برای زن زندگی آزادی برای آزادی برای آزادی
always tear up when I see that, or even just listen to it. And I think that's the power of music. This particular song just received a Grammy Award for Best Song for Social Change, an example of how we can consciously move and mobilize all over the globe. Within 48 hours of this video being released, there were 40 million views, and we were able to support our Persian sisters and activate in their honor for human rights. And so this is how we can use music and tech in a very real way to move societies. That old Wednesday, today, this Wednesday, can we write a better story for next Wednesday and the Wednesday after that? So I wanted to actually, I mentioned that I recently launched a foundation starting with partners in Uganda. And while I was there earlier this year to better understand community needs, I was reminded just how powerful music can be to shift cultures. And so I wanted to bring that experience here to you. And so I have a video of some of my friends from Uganda. And if you can catch their vibration, here are two creative leaders who are consciously mobilizing communities. You hear okay?
Hi, my name is Dennis Wantate, founder and CEO of Mziki Distribution, a system for African independent artists to distribute their music to over 220 stores, for them retailers worldwide.
My name is Stanislas Sajambich in Tumukasa, Balabiokumo, also the artist known as Babaluku, the founder of the Babuka Foundation, the Babuka Dynasty, and the Babuka Nation, and currently a pioneer of the space that's revolving around creating access for dialogues, especially, community conscious dialogues in Uganda.
Music and tech, I call it a gear or tools or services to unlock minds for the music creators and listeners.
Music tech to me is, the migration of analog, creative ideas into a digital world where we could find new freedoms and be able to tap into new ways of accessing, generating, and connecting with each other.
Well, I've created Omziki, a system that is linking, of course, artists to music retailers. This has unlocked opportunities for artists to earn, expose their talents to all over the world, and also create a lot of opportunities to the community at large. This has exposed a lot of artists perhaps we wouldn't have heard about. It has also helped artists earn from their works, keeping in mind that they're retaining their copyrights, taking control of their careers. That means they're staying independent to their music careers.
Music tech has opened up opportunities for artists, creative leaders, in Uganda by giving us a new way to evolve our access points, meaning that now we could get online and be able to account for our streaming platforms and at the same time reach out to our fans directly. It's much more of a direct exchange that's happening that's really bringing in that power. And so it's highly on connectivity that we are starting to win and evolve new ideas as we continue to innovate new solutions that could put us in position to advance. But we are excited about the idea of music and tech evolving us into new futures as not only as creatives, but as an entire indigenous community, so we could offer our sound to the world.
This has exposed creative leaders with more opportunities, more tools, more innovations, to expand more opportunities to the community. For example, creating music has exposed me as a person to meeting a lot of key players in the industry, having these contracts with these big stores, Spotify, Apple Music, negotiating deals on behalf of artists. This has really expanded my exposure. Well, the music tech at large has expanded to the music lovers to enjoy the streams, through the streams, enjoying live streams from their artists they enjoy watching. What do I mean here? A music lover can watch a live stream wherever they are.
The future of music tech and its role in supporting communities lies in the innovative and creative minds that are actually growing in our communities. We have opportunities to create new freedoms and new ideas all over from the gift space to the spiritual space and to the commerce space. The power of music and tech and its ability to build conscious communities is infinite. It gives us the ability to connect directly from all over the world wherever we're situated and be exposed to each other's value, visions, ideas, and creativity. And so the ability and the access created within that context is availing us, as young Africans or as young Ugandans, a new opportunity of being able to reach out to Miami. Like right now, we are in Miami with you, being able to reach out to New York or being able to go to Europe, and be able to tap in various creative energies and frequencies that are evolving us, that are elevating us, and that are contributing to our freedom. So I feel like, music and tech definitely has a powerful role in leading us into new futures as indigenous people, and of course, people who are living in urban spaces, sharing infinite abilities to improve life and create access, and at the same time, work on breaking down the barriers of all the solutions and the issues that we are having to evolve and create opportunities for in our community.
Omoziki Distribution is thanking you, the music tech in Miami, for giving us this opportunity to expose what we have here in Africa.
We would love to thank Brother John Marie and Sister Danika Tynes for giving us the opportunity all over from Uganda to connect with with the lovely people of Miami. And as representatives of, the creative arts in Uganda, we are proud to be here. So respect and love to Music Tech Miami and Sustainable Access Foundation, Atlanta. We are happy to be in collaboration to continue, exposing the truth of what we need to do as young creatives contributing to Africa.
Are they not amazing? I mean, they use their art, their hearts, their intentions, their access to truly, they use all of their heart and all of their access and all of their energy to rise as a community, not as one. And I wanted to make sure that their voice was here because that's what tech really enables. And we get to actually experience that here. We get to experience right now music and tech as we're talking. And that, to me, I think this Wednesday already got better because of them, right? So really and truly, like, how do we consciously innovate and create more sustainable outcomes? And, some thoughts are what we just heard about, right? Is just create new, really interesting revenue streams and get rid of this whole starving artist. Let's make it the new medical doctor, right? Is how do we, because if we can focus on the artists, if we can, in the creative leaders, they corrected me, they're not called artists anymore, they're creative leaders. And if we can actually put more power back into social change, through cultural globalization, we can actually have an opportunity to get rid of that starving artist, to actually prop up musicians, creatives who can actually help us formulate more messaging into the story that we want to go. So here's the end. Here's the call to action. Let's shift our efforts to cultural globalization. Most of our efforts have been on economic globalization, and we see where that has led us. It's pretty much a hot mess right now, right? So look, if we don't get it together soon, race, geography, language, and the amount of money we have in our bank accounts is not going to matter. I don't mean to be an alarmist, but here's my idea. My idea is, how can we shift our culture in the direction that we want to go? It's through music. Or one way. It's one way that we can actually carry an entire generation into a new paradigm and a different way of thinking. So here's 3 things to embrace collaboration and be more interdisciplinary. Okay, COVID was tough. I get it. It's just, we've got to come back together, come together as communities and diverse communities worldwide. Next thing is amplify voices for change. Just like sharing with you voices from Uganda and creating more of a home here for a Haitian conversation, our Haitian partners and conversation is amplify these voices and allow them a place in the conversation. And then inspire and education and empowerment. By nurturing our talent, we can provide more opportunities of individuals to foster a more equitable society. And so I did go ahead and tap ChatGPT to come up with a poem about music and tech. And interestingly, I had to include it because it basically just said everything I said. All right. So I had this done after I put together my deck together, and here's what ChatGPT said. Music and technology, 2 worlds apart, yet both have the power to unite the heart. In times of crisis, they bring us together, filling our souls with hope that will last forever. Music, a language that needs no words, soothes the soul like the songs of the birds. From symphonies to hip-hop, it transcends all race. A universal language that we all embrace. Technology, a tool that connects us all from east to west. It breaks down the wall. With just a click, we can share our stories and stand united in the face of adversities. Almost. Together, music and technology pave the way to build a world where love and peace hold sway, where people of all races, cultures, and beliefs can come together and find relief. Let's embrace the power of music and tech and use them to build a world that will respect. In times of crisis, they'll help us rise and stand resilient with hope in our eyes. So that was ChatGPT, and I do honestly think this. I think that we have a real opportunity for us to embed our consciousness as we're out there solving problems and leading in this space. And if we can embed that call to action, that we be conscious and intentional about how we use all that we have access to, I really think that we can help shift some of our global consciousness and have a better frickin' Wednesday. Thank you.